What's going on, everybody? My name is Baloo and welcome to the jungle. This is the channel where we take a very simple approach to technical analysis. We look at the price in the context of volume using the Wyckoff method. If that is something that interests you, then why don't you hit the subscribe button? I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're joining me on Twitch, don't forget to leave me a follow. So in today's video, we're just going to do a market update. Anytime there is a reaction in the market, your number one priority should be to be focusing on Bitcoin support. I know that, trading altcoins off of Bitcoin is kind of, an interesting it doesn't really occur in other markets, but Bitcoin kind of rules the space, and we haven't escaped that yet. A lot of coins will hold up better when Bitcoin is reacting, but your goal on a reaction is to look for support when Bitcoin is in a downside move. So that's what we're going to try and figure out right now. Let's not waste any time, and let's jump right in here. Okay, so we're taking a look at Bitcoin. We are on the 4-hour chart, and we've been inside of this ascending channel formation for a while. When did this formation start? It started back January 21st, or no, January 8th. My apologies. And we've just been, bouncing inside and outside of this channel for a while now. We had a shakeout. A lot of people are calling for lower levels, and lower levels aren't necessarily off the table, but what you need to kind of consider is oftentimes the shift in sentiment will yield you over bearish or over bullish price targets. So when the space is bullish, our upside targets, as far as the market consensus is, are usually too high. And when we have a reaction, the market consensus is targets that are too low. So a lot of people calling for levels below $45,000. I think that is just too bearish to form a trading plan around. What you want to do is kind of, position yourself on the part of the trade that makes the most sense. And overreactions to the downside and over exuberant rallies to the upside are not where you want to position yourself. So when I go and zoom in on this reaction move, we can kind of take a look at a few of these analog reactions here. So if I just grab my highlighter tool, let's just highlight a couple of these. So we had a reaction here, we had a reaction here, and we had a reaction here. You know what? Those are kind of messy. Let's see if my pen works today. Reaction here, here, and here. My pen works. Beautiful. Now, when we observe these, what we want to do is we want to look at the volume. So if we take a look at this, we can see that the volume here is a little bit supply is entering. We have an increase of volume, so supply has entered. More supply has entered on the subsequent reaction, and then we have a final reaction which had a climactic action. This is really important to note. We have a climactic action, so that's not only supply, that's buyers stepping in. We have demand stepping in on that overreactive move to the downside. Then when we dissect this a little bit more, we can see this other candle here, this other candle. So what is this candle doing? When you're interpreting volume, it's very important for you to think of volume as the effort, and the price is the result of that effort. So when we're looking at this volume candle, which had a higher candle than the large downside reaction, what is the candle doing? It's a very small down candle. That means that there is plenty of buyers to buy at this level. And those who are in my VIP trading group know that my downside targets were around 50,000 to 52,000. So those targets have been achieved, and we're just tentatively trying to prove that those levels are going to hold as support. If we just quickly turn on the RSI just to get a little bit of confluence. I don't trade solely on RSI, and I don't recommend that you either, but it is a great tool for confluence. So let's try and find some confluence here. not a lot to go off of other than the bullish divergence here between the two lows. So we have a low, we have a lower low, and we have a low and an equal low. So that's what's referred to as an exaggerated bullish divergence. So there's confluence that we are building support at this level. We're currently holding above the 40 line, which is technically the bullish control zone. So things are looking good. We have a lot of bullish things in the charts that can kind of tentatively confirm a support level. Does that mean that it's going to hold? No, it just means that there is a lot of market participants that are looking at this and they are buying the dip at this level. It's going to take a little bit more time to prove whether we hold this level or not, but given some of the on-chain data, which I don't have a chart ready to share with you on the on-chain stuff, but we're seeing a lot of Bitcoin be bought and removed from exchange. So that's a pretty interesting characteristic that we're seeing in a lot of the on-chain data right now. And you know, it's contributing to the supply shock that's going to be occurring. We have one of the largest supply shocks on the exchanges that we've ever experienced inside of the crypto space. And if we get retail investors coming in large numbers, I mean, it's basic supply and demand. So we could safely anticipate that we would be in significant price appreciation and a significant markup event. So all's good. Everything's looking good on Bitcoin. I scooped some up yesterday. I added to some other positions as well, and yeah, it's looking really good on Bitcoin. So bullish divergence was more visible on the 1 hour. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we can look at the 1 hour. You can get a couple, and look at the demand here. Just a ton of demand. We came in for our climactic action here. We tried to test it again, and they're stepping in. They're stepping in and holding this level. If we take a look at the RSI, yeah, big bullish divergence here. You know, you have the low here, the lower low here, low, higher low. You want to stick to the highest time frame possible. You want to, you know, the higher the time frame you can find a confluence on, the better. Not including the bearish divergence that everybody's talking on the weekly, because that can take weeks to play out. But yeah, things are looking pretty good in the crypto space. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these other assets. I'm going to skip Ethereum. Ethereum's boring. Doesn't mean I'm not bullish on Ethereum. I really like Ethereum. And I hold a large bag of Ethereum, and I continue to accumulate Ethereum, but there's nothing really to report. There's no news, there's no development. It's pretty stagnant, and I'm attributing that to the anticipated upgrades that are going to be coming to the network. So a lot of people want to see what those upgrades are going to do, and we want to see how Ethereum is going to perform after those upgrades have been implemented. So I'm going to skip it. Let's go ahead and take a look at Cardano. Cardano is making a little bit of a recovery. I'm not convinced on this structure, though. I really, you know, it concerns me that this may turn into a very long-term accumulation. So I do not hold a position in Cardano currently. I'm waiting for solid confirmation that we are going to continue with a bullish trend, and we haven't gotten it yet. However, you know, I've identified this in other streams. We have a high, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, equal high, higher low. So we do really need to print a higher high. If we can get a higher high, then, you know, the trend is going to continue, or we have a bullish case to lean on. But right now, I feel very neutral on Cardano right now. There's a ton of hype. A lot of people made a lot of money, and when a lot of people made a lot of money, a lot of people are taking profits. So realize that there is still a significant supply available in this asset currently, and you know, we're just not quite there yet. If you guys are interested in learning the Wyckoff method, I have a ton of free PDFs on the free side of the Discord. Links down below to get into the Discord. I'm actually going to drop it into the Twitch channel. If you're not following me on Twitch, that's fine, but you should follow me on Twitch. Twitch is better. I like Twitch. It's just a better algorithm. I just like the community on Twitch better. YouTube is just YouTube's ridiculous. But if you've never tried Twitch, try Twitch. It's awesome, especially for the crypto space. You got a lot more savvy individuals, in my opinion, on Twitch. You know, a lot of the crypto YouTubers, they're just clickbait artists. That's all they do. They just try to FOMO you into stuff. The people on Twitch, they're actually like half decent traders. So there's a lot of junk on there too, don't get me wrong, but there's some good stuff there. So oh, why did I share the Twitch? What I want to share is the Discord. Let me share the Discord link here. So I have made my security bot a little bit easier to use. I'm noticing a lot of people struggling to get into the Discord. You know, crypto has a lot of scammers, so I need to have some way of keeping the scammers and the spammers out of my Discord. So I'm sorry if you've tried to enter my server and just gotten kicked out and felt like, what the heck, I don't get this platform, screw Discord. Discord's amazing when you get to know it. It's the best platform I've found to keep content really organized and offer a lot of value. So I am not giving up Discord and I'm not going to Telegram. So if you do want to join the Discord, then I've just dropped a link into the chat. And I've made it easier. So I've added a Google CAPTCHA. So, you know, some scammers might do the Google CAPTCHA, but that's going to keep out bots at least. Anyways, moving on, we can take a look at Cardano on the Bitcoin pair. Bitcoin pair, you know, and this is kind of in confluence with what I'm thinking long-term with Cardano. We're not out of the woods yet on Cardano. We are forming a bit of a pennant here on the Bitcoin pair on top of a long-term multi-year accumulation range. So this is potentially the point at which Cardano is just getting going. And that can be an exciting sentiment, but patience can be very hard for the new investor. If you are long Cardano, be long Cardano. And I don't mean leveraged long on Binance. I mean holding the token for a long duration of time. If you believe in this project, I don't think there's any reason for you to be bearish on it in the medium to long term. We're in the backup phase on this channel, but time is really hard to quantify. You'll often hear me say that on this channel, is just we can't really quantify time. We don't know how long we're going to test the top of the channel here. So this may take a few days. This may take a few weeks. It could even take up to 2 months, 2 to 3 months. So be patient on this one. I think that we could experience downside in the US dollar pair. We could experience downside on the Bitcoin pair, but you know, not financial advice. If I was holding a position of profit in Cardano, I wouldn't be taking profits and I would be waiting for the next extension. That's me personally. You have to make your own decisions as a trader. So bear that in mind. Let's take a look at THETA. THETA has a bit of a range developing right now. A lot of people FOMOing into THETA right at the top, which is very typical, not uncommon. What we do with the Wyckoff method is we try to time market strength off of a market bottom. THETA is not on the bottom. So, you know, you can definitely make money in THETA, but I think that there's better opportunities in other coins right now that are just kind of gaining strength, gaining momentum, and not just starting another accumulation. So it looks as though we could be starting just a brand new accumulation range on THETA. We have enough information now to have a tentative phase A. We do need to kind of test down at these lower levels here, so I can throw a range on THETA at least. Can finally throw a range on there. And we can drag that across and open that up. This is our range. You can't trade this. There's no signal. There's no sell signal. There's no buy signal. There's just strictly just not enough information in THETA currently. So if you took a position in THETA, well, you FOMO'd in. And that's okay, because, you know, sometimes we earn and sometimes we learn. You know, there's lessons all throughout this market that you're going to learn as you develop and grow as a trader and investor. So, you know, I'm not going to fault you for FOMOing into this, because this space is really exciting and you could really get behind some of the use cases and some of the bullish sentiment that was occurring inside of THETA. So nobody faults you for taking a position at higher levels than where we are right now. Just realize that this is the beginning of a potential reaccumulation, and it's going to take time. So again, you know, just realize that the beginning stages of a reaccumulation, they can take anywhere from 3 to 6 months to play out. So just letting you know on that. All right, Beat Sounds, you the real deal. Thank you, my friend. ARPDog, 6 billion in BTC options set to expire today. Okay, cool, nice. Is that going to be the push? Is that going to be the push? Spread a bit of audio FOMO. Yeah, okay, all right. You want me to fucking pump your chart, eh? Successful is one of our he's a very good analyst in our group there. So for those who are familiar with Successful, he's been dropping some killer charts, and one that's been doing very, very well is audio. So let's go ahead and take a look at audio, because anything NFT, man, I've just been staying away, and that's me. You know, I often I don't take new positions in highly hyped areas, but we can still talk. We can still talk about what's going on here. Okay, let's see here. We're on the 4 hour. Looks like we're, you know, there could still be room to the upside. It looks like we may form a reaccumulation here, so be prepared for potential downside as we become range bound. But let's take a look at the previous trading range here. So the trading ranges are getting shorter, the reaccumulations are getting shorter, the market is heating up. So, you know, a lot of the time that you need to be in a reaccumulation is shortening. So audio is looking really, really bullish. We're kind of just taking the stairs up. There's several SR flips that we've had inside of audio here. There was kind of that's kind of a big one. Shrink that down a little bit of an SR flip here, broke through, came down and landed as support. We got another one up here, and that one was tested not only here but tested again here. This was kind of a longer reaccumulation range, buyer's climax, automatic reaction, spring to the top for your mini sign of strength, got our LPS, and now we're breaking out. So we're currently breaking out. So it's not a point at which you would be taking a new position. If you were looking for the position, you would want to buy the breakout or the test back here, back in this area right here. You know, watch for these structures to break and test. That's the entries. So yeah, if you're wanting to kind of get better at nailing these entries and being able to identify where strength is, join VIP, links down below. We have an awesome community. The community is getting fantastic. Like the amount of development that is occurring. I mean, I just had two of my members just flew down to Mexico because they made a ton of money in crypto, and they're saying that it was just based off of my lessons and my setups, and we're all in Playa del Carmen having fun in the cenotes. Stay tuned for a vlog. I don't do vlogs here, but I think I'm gonna do a vlog. So yeah, but shout out to Prana Pete and Ether Dylan. Those guys are paying for their entire Mexico trip with crypto, so that's pretty sweet. Yeah, we're just reaccumulation. We're gonna see how this plays out. So there's no position that you can take, and that includes if you are holding. There's no reason to be selling just yet. So hold those long positions, and if you are bullish on the asset and want to get in, wait for a pullback, wait for a sign of wait for a trading range to begin to develop so that you can determine where a good time to buy is. So that's basically what I'm seeing inside of audio. Okay. Love to hear your opinion of Holochain as a project, guys. Just so that you know, these chat comments, they're not read in real time. I talk a lot and then I have to backtrack. So, you know, I may or may not get to your comment, but I'm like far down the chat. Yeah, let's take a look at Holochain. I'll take a look at the chart. So what is Holochain? That's hot. Holo. Yeah, okay. I always start with the technicals. I don't care about the fundamentals until the technicals are there. There's many things that I contribute to a technical setup, but if there is no technical setup, I do not care what the fundamentals are. So when you use the word game changer, I mean, the biggest game changer in this space is Bitcoin. That's the only thing that's really truly proven itself as a game changer. Everything else is a speculation and anticipation of market adoption. So don't get too attached to these things. You know, make money, make gains, lock them into assets. Holochain is not an asset. You know, it's a digital asset, but the only true asset, and we're only just getting to the point where we can look at Bitcoin as a true asset. The only true asset we have is Bitcoin. And I know that's not sexy, and I know that's not what a lot of people want to hear, but it's true. You know, like real estate is an asset, gold is an asset, buying stocks in a company is an asset as long as it's a healthy company that has a high market cap and been around for a while. And we're just, the world, you know, it's not your opinion, it's the opinion of the market and the opinion of the world. The world is just warming up to the notion that Bitcoin is an asset. So realize that a lot of your investments are speculations, and there's a big difference. You know, you can make a lot of money in speculations, but at the end of the day, you do want to grow your wealth by holding assets. So I don't want to sound like just a Bitcoin maximalist or anything, because I do hold a lot of speculative plays. It's just mindset is really, really important. So we have a beautiful accumulation range here. I'm just going to keep it really simple. I'm going to do the SR flip from the last buyer's climax way back here. That resulted in our upside move, and we're now in markup. So we're flagging currently, which is a form of reaccumulation. Let's just zoom in on Holochain. So we had a beautiful move. How many days ago was that? That was back on the 13th of March. So yeah, beautiful move. That looks like a big one. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, we had a huge, like 200% move. Awesome. So if you're one of the lucky holders of Holochain, congratulations. Well done. Good game. Let's go down to the smaller time frames and see what we can see. So yeah, it's a very healthy looking reaccumulation. We can see the decline of the supply. I want to see a few up thrusts. I want to see how the supply reacts on an up thrust. If we continue to get lower amounts of supply on an up thrust, I think that would be a very good indication that the selling is exhausted. And if we can confirm that the selling is exhausted, we can feel a lot more confident in placing a position on a pullback, because we know that the next step is going to be that the demand takes over. Currently, the demand is waning while the supply is waning. So it's just interest overall is lowering in this asset. And we just need to do a few more tests. We need to test the top to measure the amount of supply that enters on a top side test, and we need to come to the bottom to see if the demand is increasing as well. So we want to we just need more information, long story short. But it's in a bull flag. You know, you can look at it as a bull flag, you can look at it as an ascending triangle formation, which a lot of pattern traders will be looking at. The missing ingredient with a lot of pattern traders is the correct interpretation of the volume. So again, if you're looking to learn volume analysis and really up the success rate of your gains, join VIP, or you can self-guide. It's all available there on the internet, and I've curated it all on the Discord, so you can go and check that out as well. Holochain looks good. What does it do? You know, there's too many coins. I can't keep up with all of them. What does it do? Why is it a game changer? Actually, let's go back to the market cap too. So this is a big point to make. So this is actually not bad. $1.4 billion. That's a good market cap. You have a lot of market consensus. You have a lot of people that agree with your sentiment that this is an important project that you should take a look at. Cloud hosting market for distributed applications. So is this being advertised anywhere outside of the crypto space? That's what I want to know. Because a lot of these decentralized projects, like decentralized VPNs, decentralized cloud computing, decentralized hardware sharing, hard drive, hard disk sharing, all of that kind of stuff, it's a very interesting idea, but it almost can't be marketed as a blockchain product. It needs to just be marketed as a product that people need to use. So how is this company advertising themselves? How decentralized is this company? Because it's kind of presenting itself in the form of company. And what is their marketing? Do they have a decentralized autonomous organization that kind of pools funding to hire creators to create content to advertise this? I was actually having this discussion just yesterday, talking about how some business models are very well suited for blockchain, whereas it's kind of like a decentralized network where two peers need to meet. So, an Airbnb provider with an Airbnb user, fantastic application for blockchain applications to kind of work together. It's like you just need a peer-to-peer marketplace where two parties who want the same thing can meet. When you have these other products that are in a competitive space with marketing teams, savvy business leaders, and other kind of contributing factors that may mean that the decentralized model is not a very good competitor, then you really need to kind of make your own decision. Does this business fit with the decentralized model, and can it compete? Can it compete with a marketing team and a social media manager and a visionary leader? Like, can it compete with that model? And we don't know. We haven't allowed the development. We don't have enough market adoption amongst users to really test those theories out. So for this stuff, I'm apprehensive, and I don't hold any positions in projects like this. But that doesn't mean that you can't sell the story. It doesn't mean that you can't sell the speculation, and it doesn't mean that we can't have, and it doesn't mean that we don't have a beautiful technical setup on the speculative nature of this product. All it means is that we don't have enough data in the world to kind of determine if these types of businesses will be able to outperform the current business models that we have today. That's all. EGLD. Let's take a look at EGLD. EGLD's got a lot of hype. We're waiting for the jump across the creek on this one. Looks like we got close today. We kind of had a nice rally off of the low, but we still don't have the jump across the creek. So we're still waiting on this one. If you're just, if you're new to the stream, I've been covering this one. It seems like everybody asks about EGLD. EGLD and GRT are like my number one requests. So we have this creek line that I drew on the last stream, and boom, we just ran right into the creek line. I didn't draw this, I didn't prepare this, we just ran straight into this creek line, and we haven't broken through it. We need to see the demand take over. Supply has been diminished for the most part, so that's good. The sellers are exhausted. We need confirmation that the buyers are stepping back in, and we don't have that yet. So not much to look at. We're just reaccumulating on EGLD. Cake. Sure, let's take a look at cake. Okay, so cake definitely has a little bit more demand coming in, which is nice. You can see the increase in demand here. I want to get a clear breakout in the test. So you can kind of see the resistance area here. We had this down sloping, we had this downtrend, and then we have been reaccumulating. So this could be interpreted as a reaccumulation after decline with this area of resistance, which we call the creek. So we have this creek area here. Let's be more conservative and make sure that we can break above the high of the last major up thrust, and we're working on it. So what we want is we want to get a breakout on volume, and we want to get a test on low volume. If we can get that test on low volume after showing a sign of strength, after showing a new macro higher high, I think that we definitely have enough demand in the ecosystem to prove that people are wanting to take a position in cake. A lot of the momentum has kind of shifted inside of the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem. We had that huge influx. A lot of people made a lot of money, and a lot of people took a lot of profits. So is this supply or is this demand? We're going to have to see, because we need to come above, and we need to test on low volume. If we test that level on low volume, I think that the market consensus is that this is demand. If we can't do so, then we're just going to have to wait and allow that supply to kind of work itself out, because we are rather inconsistent here. It's not the typical decline that I like to see. So we do need those confirmations, and they have not come yet. So monitor this, see if we can get a clear break and a hold above. I would even wait for a daily hold above. Wait for that daily candle to close above $15. If we can do that, I think that things would be looking good on cake. Higher lows on cake. Yeah, we're making higher lows, but we just need to watch that area of resistance and see if we get a rejection or if we can hold as support. We need to break out. We need that breakout. It's too high into the resistance point to take a position, so you need to wait for the breakout and buy at a higher level on support. It's just the way it is. I did not take a look at Kava. Let's go ahead and take a look at Kava. What does Kava do? Can you guys let me know in the comments what Kava does? I've been looking at, oh, nice. So I had this ascending channel here. It looks as though we came down and we dipped right onto the bottom of the ascending channel and we held support. So that's good. That is good. We're just climbing. Kava, you know, if you bought the dip, that would have been a fantastic dip buy because we're really holding structure to the upside here. It looks like we need to break out. So kind of a cup and handle formation here. We need to get above this gray line of resistance. I'm going to mark that resistance. Resistance. Oops. Come on, give me. Show up. There we go. Resistance there. So we need to get a clear break above the resistance and hold that level. But if we continue to ping pong in this channel here, you know, there's going to be other buying opportunities as well. So we may just continue in this channel. Every time you're at the bottom of the channel would be a good buying opportunity. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Everybody gets so lost in the analysis, you know, looking at MACD cross and you know, funding rate charts and like all this, you know, gibbledygook. Price and volume, man. Price and volume. How many people are buying? How many people are selling? And what is the result of their efforts? Okay. Chain games. Recent run up. I know I should have sold, but would you have a look at tracking profits or taking profits? Okay, chain game. I don't know the ticker on that one. Let's go check it out. Chain game. I don't know. What's the ticker on that one? Chain. Okay, there we go. It's chain. $193 million market cap, $6 million trading volume, not super strong. Where is it traded? Why is that so low? Uniswap and a bunch of shit exchanges. Okay, so it's just, you know, overall still making lower lows and lower highs. Oh, no, sorry, that's 24-hour. Never mind. Okay, yeah, no, we had a nice pump on this one. Okay, so you got in early and you had a nice pump. Let's take a look. Let's see what we got. Chain. Man, there's so many that say chain. USD. Ay. I don't even know how to find this one because it's just chain. How do you find it? That's a problem. You know, if people can't easily chart this thing, that's a problem. Yeah, I write chain and everything shows up. Let's just do it here then, I guess. So I'll just take a look at the last 30 days. No, let's do 14 days. Okay, so we're definitely reaccumulating. We're in a local downtrend, you know, lower lows, lower highs. Volume is tapering off. We need to see the demand come back in. You know, I'm not sure. I'm not, you know, I suck at these charts. You know, they're not my favorite. Yeah, we have a little bit of demand coming in here. So we have this kind of reaccumulation after decline occurring. Yeah, it's nothing too distributional. So we don't need to freak out calling distribution because the supply is tapering off and we are flattening out on the position. So, you know, if you wanted to, you know, help yourself with that coulda, shoulda, woulda, like I should have sold the top, wait for an up thrust, wait for a significant up thrust to kind of scale out a little bit on the position. If you're long, you know, what does it do? It's a game platform. Again, a lot of this stuff is really ahead of its time and we haven't had the ability to really test how this stuff is going to be received and if it can actually outcompete centralized marketing teams. Battle, win, earn. So, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to look at this a little bit more. The games look legit. I don't know if these are just normal games and it's just a different kind of platform to play that stuff, but yeah, it's made a huge run, so a lot of people are interested. It has a pretty good market cap too. You know, it's not a nothing market cap. It's just the trading volume's really, really low, and we're just over 3/5 of the total supply. 500 million supply. It's not bad. Yeah, I don't have an opinion in either direction on this one. I think that it's definitely not something you're going to want to hold through the bear market, because a lot of these ideas, like I've said multiple times, they're just ahead of their time. But yeah, ride the story, man. Sell the story. Buy the dip, sell the story. Okay. So I've got about 25 more minutes before I got to jump into the virtual classroom. For those who are not signed up for VIP, just to let you know, I do a virtual classroom after each one of my streams. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I have the stream at 12 p.m. Eastern. Immediately afterwards, I do a virtual classroom where we go over your charts and we talk trading strategy. We kind of get you on the right side of the fence to kind of understand how you're going to take profits, what your final position sizes are going to be, and how you're going to ride those positions through the macro cycle. I'm more of a technical investor. I like to play the really long swings. I like the long swings in crypto. Some of the most profitable plays that you will ever take inside of the space are going to be long swings, no leverage, spot positions. I know that that can kind of feel weird because leverage is just so insanely marketed in this space. But spot can often outperform leverage because you have just the ability to hold. You have the ability to hold. You don't have to worry about liquidation. You don't have to worry about losing your funds. You don't have to worry about, you know, losing your tokens. You own those tokens. And if you own those tokens for the duration of the bull market, we're talking 10, 100, 1000x in some very special circumstances. You should never make a trading plan around trying to achieve a 1000x. You should never make a trading plan around trying to achieve a 1000x. However, in crypto, they happen, and you know, 10x's are actually kind of common. So, you know, you could formulate a trading plan around 10x. Not financial advice. I'm just saying we've seen a lot of it. Okay, what else we got? Yeah, let's take a look at Filecoin. Another one, kind of ahead of its time. A lot of these, you know, we're definitely in the speculative stage of the market. So it's pumping. You had the buy signal in this one. Oops. You had the buy signal in this one. You missed it. You missed the buy signal if you didn't take a position and you're just wanting to get into something that's pumping. Don't chase green candles. Just don't. The buy signal was back here. You know, as soon as we had our buyer's climax, automatic reaction, came down, beautiful spring. If you were really bullish on this, you could identify that this was a spring and you were seeing the hold on support, you would take a position here. If you missed it, you got the true sign of strength and you would buy the backup LPS. Backup LPS would have yielded you a result of currently 33%, so nothing to shake a stick at, that's for sure. Demand is coming back in nice and steady and clean. The tests came on really low volume. Really nice chart, but I can't tell you where this is going to tap out. If you buy it here, that could be the buyer's climax. That could be the top of the trading range, or the top of the trading range could be way up here. The point is, you don't know when you're in this spot. When you're in this spot, there's no technical indicator that I can use that can tell me that this is a good buy. So when I don't have a good buy signal, I don't buy. It doesn't matter. Like, you know, people ape in now and they see this green stuff and they catch those waves that go higher, but there's never a guarantee. And if you want guarantees and if you want to take this seriously and actually build wealth over time, you really have to trade on the signals. You have to trade on in a responsible way with a plan. And that's exactly what I teach. So yeah, just we need to see what happens. We're past the signal on Filecoin. Okay. Bolt. Let's take a look at Bolt. Wyckoff Analytics was talking about Bolt. definitely heading into a markup phase here. So if you hold a position, you know, it's getting pretty volatile. I don't know what's going on here. This is a very illiquid coin. This is a small market cap coin. What is the market cap on Bolt? You know, the market cap should be a reflection of your holdings. You know, if you have a large market cap coin, you can go large on your positions. You can go pretty large on Bitcoin positions. If you're on this speculative stuff where we don't even know the market cap, you can't. I don't like this, honestly. You don't know the circulating supply, you don't know the market cap. That's why there's so much volatility, because people can't determine value. They can't understand the value. They're strictly trading off of the technicals and the previous history. So when you achieve a blue sky breakout on this one, it's going to be anyone's guess. We need to see the tokenomics of this one to really determine if it's overvalued or not. It's at just a penny and a half right now. I have no idea if that's a good deal or a bad deal. We only know the max supply. How much of the max supply is actually out? It's at this coin's detriment to not have that stuff. Okay, so it's at a $15.5 million market cap. Why is that not marked down here? You know, when people do their research, they kind of need that stuff. Is it on Coin Market Cap? All right, well, either which way, $15 million, that is a micro cap coin. I hope that your micro cap coin comes with a micro cap position size. If so, you know, we're heading in the right direction. As far as taking a new position, you could potentially take a new position down here on the support level. How long do we need to battle with this support level? I don't know, but we're close to a support level. So realize that, you know, because of the illiquidity, you have huge swings on this asset, huge swings. So realistically, you can't place a stop loss on this one. So when you can't place a stop loss safely on something, what that means is your position size ends up being your stop loss. So whatever your typical stop amount is, whatever number is in your head where it's like, I can't take a loss beyond this point, that's the number you put. So, you know, if it's $1,000 and I have a 10% stop loss on Bitcoin, I have no problem putting big money on Bitcoin. So that's a $10,000 position. 10% is $1,000. I cut the loss, 10% loss on Bitcoin. Now, if you're on something that swings up and down 50, 60%, well, you can't do that. So what ends up happening is your entire position size becomes your stop loss, meaning it would be $1,000. Thank you for responding. They're successful. Kava is a software protocol that uses multiple currencies to allow its users to borrow and lend assets without the need of a traditional finance intermediary. So it's DeFi. Kind of like lend and borrow, that's like Aave. Have any thoughts on IOTA? I think the chart looks good on IOTA. Big Z, you're in my Discord, I believe. So shoot me your chart on IOTA and we'll take a look. There is an indicator which displays bid and asks price on TradingView. What do you think about this as an indicator? I think it's pretty useless, honestly. I don't care about bid and ask. That's just the spread. You know, those completely change and they don't give you any information. It's all about price and volume. Any chance you're on Telegram? I'd love to have a chat about Holochain. No, I am not on Telegram. I fucking hate Telegram. Telegram is full of scammers and useless shills. You can disagree with me. That's just my opinion. I've just noticed Twitch has a whisper function. Feel free to whisper to me. Okay, I'll whisper to you. I have a Discord, by the way. Couldn't find it on TradingView. Yeah, neither could I. Want to become famous? Buy followers, primes, and views? Go fuck yourself. All right, you are banned. I gotta ban this guy, guys. Sorry. Fucking up my chat. Ah, I gotta remember, I upload to YouTube. I gotta stop swearing. My bad. My bad. Okay. Oh, they launched a Fortnite. So Chain launched a Fortnite collaboration, betting in e-games. Okay. Are the gamers using it though? That's the biggest thing. You know, a lot of this gaming stuff, we're seeing a ton, like the NFT space. The missing ingredient in a lot of that is, are the gamers using it? Until they are, you're purely speculating, you know. And you know, there's nothing wrong with speculation. Just make sure that your commitment and your position size is appropriate for the level of speculation that you're doing on that asset. Apex Legend is the game. Going to join VIP next month. Right on, Dave. We look forward to welcoming you in. ATRI. Sure, let's take a look at ATRI. Never even heard of that one. ATRI. Tari token. Cool. Very illiquid. You can see that this is wiki. So what? It's really wiki. and nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a hoot. Man, I gotta stop swearing. Okay. Nobody cares about it. You can see that in the volume here. You know, we have very little supply, very little demand overall. There's a minor increase here where it's just, I don't know. You could take a purely speculative position in this, seeing as how we are making higher highs and we are making higher lows. Eventually that is going to trigger something, whether it's triggering bots or whether it's triggering some sort of, you know, triggering something on CoinMarketCap or something, or maybe they release some bullish news because it's clear that there's, you know, a lot of the supply is locked up because we are making higher highs and higher lows. But I don't have enough information to really take a comfortable position on this Atari token. What does it do? Is it decentralized Atari? I like Atari. The trading strategy that I am talking about is the Wyckoff Method. It is a secular structure of market psychology and market structure. It allows you to determine strength in an asset that has bottomed and is leaving that bottom. It's a very powerful strategy. The one that everybody's talking about right now is THETA. We were able to identify the strength entering THETA way down at 50 cents using this method. So way down here, we had a cup and handle. We had a cup and handle with the appropriate volume signatures in here to determine that we were in an accumulation and that the asset had strength coming off of a bottoming pattern. So it's called the Wyckoff Method. It is old AF, and it's been around. The guy invented it in the early 1920s. He's long dead now. Him and Jesse Livermore were some of the best traders that ever existed, and they just held spot and they bought bottoming patterns that presented themselves to be in control of demand. It's the market psychology. It's the composite operator. It is how the game is played, how the whales play, how the large investors play. The reason Bitcoin was shorted back in 2017, destroying the bull market. This is how the game is played. What was I doing? Virtual casino from Atari. So, you know, I actually like the virtual casino idea, but the thing about the virtual casino is there's lots of them. There's lots of virtual casinos, and you can have one virtual casino that uses fun token. You can have one virtual casino that uses Atari token. You can have another virtual casino that uses this token and another virtual casino that uses that token. But you know what they all use? Bitcoin. They all use Bitcoin. So if I'm one person that likes to play one game here and I like to play another game here and I like to play another game here, I don't need to buy your shitty casino token because I have Bitcoin. So realize that there's a demand factor there. These tokens are using themselves to offer, you know, promotions and stuff, but how much value does a promotion have? How much value do you put in your rewards points? How much value do you put in your Amex travel points? Like, how much value do you really assign to that kind of stuff? I attribute a lot more value to my dollars than I do my points. And these types of coins need to be looked at as points. Yeah, let's take a look at GRT. Second most requested one. GRT's been a grind. A lot of people got in right at the top of GRT because it didn't have a huge extension, but I think that GRT is still really early. Nice move, nice recovery. This could potentially be a little interpreted as a bit of a spring right here. Let's go down to some smaller time frames. Let's hit up the 4 hour here. Getting bought back in. So yeah, I had this line of support in the last stream. I said we need to hold this level of support. Looks like we fell through, got bought back in. So we're in tentative territory for a spring right now. The overall supply is still consolidating. We still have a you know, nobody's selling. There's no frantic selling here. There's no composite operator present selling this asset. There's no institutional interest trying to relieve themselves of the bags of GRT. They've accumulated, they're holding, they're not selling. We need the demand to come back in. So when we get that demand characteristic, that sign of strength, that jump across the creek, now we know that we have a bullish case on GRT. So if we just draw the creek line here, we're just waiting for ourselves to get a break. We need a break above here, and I kind of also draw it over here. So we need that confirmation. If you see GRT up and around $2, that is a sign of strength. Buy the pullback. Right now, you're not buying pullbacks. You're waiting for confirmation. So once you can get that confirmation and show the strength, and we want to see the demand start to increase, now you've got a bullish case. You want to see the demand rise on the rallies and low and retract on the reactions. Rise on the rallies, retract on the reactions. Yeah, Timo, just another thing, you know, I've a ton of on-demand videos. I guess I never mentioned that part. So yeah, I have the Wyckoff method kind of explained in detail on the on-demand videos. So if you go to the tutorial videos section and go down to the Wyckoff section, just start hammering out some of those videos to become familiar with the strategy. You'll learn how to make the charts and then bring the charts to peer review charts, and we will dissect those charts and talk about different interpretations of what you're seeing, and we'll nail that kind of stuff in the virtual classroom, which is in 8 minutes. 8 minutes till the virtual classroom, so we'll see you in there. Hope you got past my bot. Okay, so we'll revisit the Atari thing because I got distracted. Yeah, we can take a look at the partners, but again, you know, it's just a point system, which is arguably nobody cares about. You know, it's just a point system. It's a reward system. It's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, it's the exact same premise as me being like, ooh man, I am stacking my bags with Amex reward miles. I am filling my bags with Amex reward miles. I'm going to get rich off of Amex reward miles. This is going to be amazing. Like, it doesn't make sense. I'm filling my bags with Bitcoin. I'm filling my bags. I'm buying assets. What is their partnerships? Yeah, so you got a lot of NFT stuff here. It's just, yeah, it's all NFT stuff. So this is the, you know, the other thing too is the NFT craze. NFTs are way too hot right now for me to touch, and they don't do what I want them to do yet. When NFTs do what I want, I'll start to invest in NFTs, and they don't do that yet. Okay. Currently, I'm trying to perfect the market maker method. So I'm not familiar with the market maker method in detail. Very reliable so far. That's why the Wyckoff method seems so familiar. Yeah, if it emulates anything like the Wyckoff method, this is what the herd often forgets. You know, you can make money in a bull market. You get rich in the bear market because you buy the assets that nobody wants anymore, and you wait for those to appreciate into the bull market. Make money in a bull market, you get rich in the bear market. Pete, who's buying what today? I already took my positions yesterday when everybody was scared. I took a position in, I added to my Omise Go position, and I added to another position which was released in VIP. I'm looking at the wrong exchange for Atari, more popular on Uniswap. Well, what's the ticker, guys? I need the ticker. Is this the exchange? I don't know. I'm not savvy on the shit coins. I don't know what the ticker is on Atari. All right, that is pretty much it, guys. Let's just see what Bitcoin's doing before we're out of here. See if we are holding support. We are looking good. Woo! Bitcoin is looking good. Yeah, we were calling it. You know, it's nothing's definitive yet. You know, we do need to break out this high. If we can break out this high, I think the trend has changed. But we do have a downsloping line of resistance currently, so we do need to take that into consideration. We got to get above this. We can get above that. Now we've got a bullish case, but I do feel as though the bottom of this reaction is in. I feel, okay? Emphasis on feel. Just depending on the demand, you know, coupled with the ascending channel, coupled with the amount of on-chain analysis showing people buying the dips, the large high net worth individuals buying the dips. I think that this level is a level of support, and I'm just waiting for a breakout to higher levels. We may get right up here and get a rejection. You know, we may make a lower high and make a rejection, but we might come down for a higher low and get that confirmation. So we're not out of the woods yet, but I'm still happy with the positions that I took yesterday. I hope you guys bought the dip. All right, that is all the time I have for today. If you guys enjoyed the content, don't forget to hit the like button. The like button is really what matters these days. It's always changing. YouTube is always changing. First it's comments, then it's subs. It's the like button. So if you guys wouldn't mind hitting up the like button, I would really appreciate that. And if you find this content valuable and you're trying to if you're in discussions with other people about different trading strategies that don't involve leverage, that can kind of be looked at for the long-term investor, then share this content with your peers. And for those joining on Twitch, thank you for following, thank you for subscribing, and yeah, that's all the time I have for today. So until next time, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.